Ukraine's story is etched into the very heart of Europe, a land where big empires clashed and people fought for their freedom. For hundreds of years, Ukrainians have stood at a crossroads, building a national spirit known for its toughness. Their fields and cities have seen countless fights for independence. Today's fight is just the newest part of a long story of standing strong. Ukraine's identity has been earned through many generations of giving things up. Attempts to wipe out their language and culture have always failed. The fire of Ukrainian identity has lived on, kept alive by poets, farmers, and everyday folks. Its location made Ukraine both something valuable and a target, but invasions have always been met with people fighting back. From the Mongols to the Nazis to modern Russia, each threat has only made them more determined. On this 4th of July, Ukraine's struggle reminds us that freedom is never just given, you have to fight for it. The world watches as Ukraine stands up against unfair rule, defending not just its borders, but the idea that countries can choose their own path. Their fight is a bright light of hope for everyone who believes in being free. The spirit of fighting back is Ukraine's greatest lasting gift. Ukrainian nationhood goes back over 1,000 years to Kievan Rus, a powerful kingdom in the Middle Ages with Kiev at its center. This great time laid the groundwork for Slavic identity and being independent. After Mongol invasions, Ukraine put up with hundreds of years of being ruled by others, by Lithuania, Poland, and Russia. Each ruler tried to stop Ukrainian language and culture, but the people held on. The Cossacks became symbols of standing strong, keeping traditions and their own way of doing things alive. Under the Russian Empire, rules to make everyone Russian tried to erase Ukraine's identity, banning the language and changing history. Yet the 1800s saw a national awakening. Writers and poets like Taras Shevchenko brought back pride and hope. This cultural rebirth set the stage for modern Ukraine. Even under huge pressure, Ukrainian identity lasted. The struggle showed that a nation's spirit can survive even when empires try to crush it. Ukraine's story is one of surviving and starting fresh. The 1900s brought both hope and terrible times to Ukraine. After being independent for a short time, Ukraine was taken into the Soviet Union, facing harsh control. The Holodomor, Stalin's man-made famine, killed millions, aiming to break Ukrainian resistance. Grain was taken, borders were closed, and families starved while the world looked away. The pain of the Holodomor left a scar that is still felt today. Soviet rule meant decades of wiping out culture, language banned, churches destroyed, smart people removed. Moscow pushed the idea of one Soviet people trying to get rid of Ukrainian identity, but the spirit of Ukraine lived on in secret traditions and quiet disagreement. Understanding the Holodomor as a genocide is very important to Ukraine's modern identity. Even under total rule, the hope for freedom never died. In 1991, Ukraine declared itself independent, ending hundreds of years of being ruled by others. Over 90% voted to be their own country, looking forward to a new future. The first years were tough, economic problems and the challenge of building a democracy. Ukraine faced a choice, truly independent or still controlled by Moscow. The Orange Revolution in 2004 was a big turning point, when a rigged election caused huge protests. Ukrainians demanded their voices be heard, bravely facing winter in the Maidan square. Their peaceful stand forced a new vote and a win for those who wanted to be closer to Europe. The revolution showed that power belongs to the people, not corrupt leaders. It set an example for people taking action and choosing a path towards Europe. The Orange Revolution was just the start of Ukraine's fight for democracy. The stage was set for even bigger challenges ahead. The Revolution of Dignity in 2014 was a clear break from Russia. When Ukraine's president turned down a deal with the European Union, protests broke out, demanding a European future. Government violence couldn't silence the people. Yanukovych ran away, and Ukraine looked to the west. Russia responded by taking Crimea and starting a war in the Donbas region. For 8 years, Ukraine fought a difficult conflict, rebuilding its army and its identity. In 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion, expecting a quick win. Instead, Ukrainians came together in fierce resistance, surprising the world. The battle for Kiev became a symbol of standing strong. The war continues, with terrible losses and cities destroyed. Russia increases attacks, but Ukraine's determination stays strong. Despite some ups and downs in international support, Ukraine keeps fighting, even striking back across the border. The cost is huge, but the spirit of fighting back lasts. Ukraine's struggle is now the front line of freedom in Europe. Amidst destruction, Ukraine's strong national identity is its greatest weapon. This war is about more than just land. It's about the right to exist. The invasion was meant to erase Ukraine, but instead, it brought the nation together like never before. Ukrainian and Russian speakers from east and west now fight side by side for freedom. Toughness is everywhere. Soldiers in trenches, teachers in bomb shelters, farmers clearing mines. The world's support is very important but often unsure. Delays in help create dangerous weak spots, yet Ukraine's fight is for the rules of international law. A Russian victory would threaten the global order, showing that power makes things right. Despite hardship, Ukraine looks to the future, rebuilding, seeking peace, and holding on to hope. The unbreakable will of the Ukrainian people inspires the world. Their struggle is a lesson. Even in darkness, the desire to be free cannot be beaten. Ukraine's fight is a bright light for everyone who believes in deciding their own future.